All right, welcome back to the channel, people. So I'm just going to be going through a trade I took today on NAS 100, taking a loss of $321.66. So essentially, my strategy consists of market structure, supply and demand, liquidity, and lower time frame confirmation. All right, so I'm just going to quickly run through the trade. So starting from the higher time frame, from the daily time frame. So we had a higher high, we had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we're potentially coming to make the next higher high. However, going into the 4-hour time frame, we were bearish, right? We were bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So from a 4-hour time frame perspective, we were making lower highs. Price was making lower high, lower low, lower high, and potentially coming to make the next lower low, right? However, price did come and mitigate this 4-hour demand right here. So I was anticipating price to come and fill this imbalance before potentially coming to make the next lower low. So this is quite of a risky, it's quite of a risky trade, right? So yeah, it's quite of a risky trade. So going into, so my bias was bullish. So after I've got in my bias, came into the 15-minute time frame, we're looking for longs, right? So essentially the 15 minutes is bullish, right? It's bullish because we had a lower high, a lower low, higher high. So we were now bearish. We took out the last lower high that led to the lower low. So therefore we are bearish. We created a market shift, aka a change of character, right? Right, so getting into the trade, marked out my supply, my demand zone. So if I just replay this, marked out my demand zone, and again, just for more context, I was waiting for price to pull back into a discount before taking the trade. However, we did have this supply to demand flip here, so I wasn't really waiting for price to pull back into a discount. So that was another error. That's an error that I took on this trade as well, this which I need to journal. So yeah, so there are two things I look for before taking a trade. I was waiting for price to sweep this sell side liquidity right here, which was what price did, and I was waiting for session liquidity. So we had New York sweep London liquidity. So just for context, the red box is the Asia session, the green box is the London session, and the blue box that we're about to see is the New York session, right? Now moving forward, after I've gotten my two confirmation, which is the sell side liquidity being swept right here, and we had session liquidity being swept right there, the next and last final step is lower time frame confirmation. So we had lower time frame confirm. It wasn't really a proper lower time frame confirmation, but I was just a bit discretionary with that one, which I shouldn't have been, right? So mapped out the lower time frame confirmation. We had a shift here in structure. Price broke up here, so we're waiting for price to mitigate then and go higher. We had an unemployment news coming up soon, so right, so just playing the trade now. We did have a good reaction initially, took the trade, and the moment took the trade, and yeah, it wasn't looking good, so we had a loss on that trade. So yeah, that was how I lost $321.66 on this trade. I'm going to keep documenting my trades moving forward throughout the year, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel and join me on my journey to pass my my evaluation account on ACG. So right, see you guys in the next one. Peace.